Well, hello there. It's that time again. Yes, it is already. It is time for our weekly tarot/astrology reading here on this beautiful hot day of July the 8th. Sunday morning I'm shooting. We've had family in from out of town, which is a great blessing. They're out of the house now, so I'm going to take advantage of this time to go ahead and put together our weekly tarot blog. So, as usual, I will go over Tarot de Marseille a little bit, major and minor arcana, and then talk a little bit about astrology because we have a couple of exciting events coming up this week. So, do stay tuned. Okay, in a moment the cards are going to descend onto the screen and cover my face. These will be the major arcana from my Kamoin Hodorowski Tarot de Marseille. And the major arcana that we have for this week, so I brush my hair back. Okay, the major arcana we got coming up for this week is going to be the Priestess, Judgment, and the Magician. Now, as soon as I started laying these cards out, I don't always read from left to right or in a real linear fashion, but in this case I felt like it was a storyboard. I felt like, yeah, this connects as a story from left to right. So we have the Priestess. She's facing the past, and it's like she's receiving knowledge. She has her book open and pointed towards the left, so she's receiving information or knowledge from the past. And what this causes is it causes a state of realization. We have the Judgment card with the angel blowing his trumpet real loud, waking up the dead. So this may be an inner realization that awakens some things that have been dead inside of us. And I see that as a good thing. I do. It's a good thing. It's awakening perhaps different talents to a degree, a realization of abilities that we have, or scaling it down a bit for our weekly reading. We just simply remember how to do some stuff that we may have forgotten. Because we see the Magician, he is looking right at the figure in the Judgment card, and it's like he's being guided. He's got all these tools out in front of him on his table, and it's like he's watching this and applying this knowledge to what he's doing on his table. So he's earthing the knowledge, he's grounding it, he's putting it to use. So this isn't a cosmic fairy tale, it's not airy-fairy, it's practical, down-to-earth realizations that are going to help us to grow on several different levels in several different ways. Okay, now let's go ahead and look at some minor arcana, because those are always good for giving us some practical advice. And interestingly enough, now the two that I pulled for this week is the Two of Swords and the Three of Swords. Now I find this very interesting because I do mix these cards up really good. So if I get a run like this, two cards in sequence, it really does catch my attention. And looking at that Two of Swords, normally Two of Swords to me pretty much is separation. It's cutting away from something. And the Three of Swords is usually like small negative changes, cutting away at things, can be aggravations and annoyances. But if we really look at the cards visually, we see that the flower in the middle of the Two of Swords doesn't have any room to grow. It's maxed out. It can't go any further. But then we would look at that Three of Swords, it's like that Three of Swords is cutting that space. It's cutting, it's making that space, it's clearing. Clearing. Clearing out debris, clearing out false conceptions, opening up our minds so we can receive new knowledge. Yay! Yay! So this is going to be a time of receptivity, receiving new knowledge, which is going to help awaken us and guide us along our path. Ooh, I love it. Okay, let's look at this astrology now, because we have, as I said, I promised you, a couple of exciting events this week. Now, this Tuesday, the 10th, Jupiter is going to go direct. Yay! We like that. Why? Well, Jupiter rules money, employment, speculation, expansion. It's been retrograde, so now it's going to go direct, And for a lot of us, that's going to help financially. Okay, if you've been doing money spells and not getting results, you'll probably start seeing results coming in. As Jupiter goes direct, those cookies that we earn from our efforts are going to start to come to us. Yeah, that's going to be neat. And then on Thursday, the 12th, we are going to have a new moon. Ooh, new moons are always interesting. It's a time for new beginnings, but now we want to watch what we do on that day because we have a solar eclipse. And in my tradition and my teaching, magic is not done on eclipse, whether lunar or solar. It's not the time to try to be doing works of the light because the light is disrupted. So it's kind of unfortunate because we also on that day have the moon trining Jupiter in the morning, but I'm not going to make use of that aspect, again, because I don't do magic on a solar eclipse or lunar eclipse. But very soon after that, though, is a time to do things for new projects, attraction, bringing in money, bringing in love, bringing in attention, whatever it is that you're looking for, you can go ahead and pursue it. You know, just a day or two after that solar eclipse, about 24 hours afterwards, everything is just fine. Well, there you go. There is your weekly dose, Tarot and Astrology. Yay! Listen, I love you. I appreciate you tuning into my blog every week. Till I see you next week, many, many blessings.